Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tonight we are very much excited to be here. Welcome, welcome to Women in Leadership Roundtable and Think Tank. Call your friend, call your mother, call your sister, call your father, call your teacher, call your cousin, call your family members. Every single one of you need to be in this room tonight. You need to be in this room tonight because the subject that we are going to deal with tonight is a very, very serious subject that we all need to be aware of. So I'm just going to give you a few minutes just to call somebody and say, tune in, come and listen up to the lady, to Dr. Mabel Baloyi and Dineo Makenete talking about autism. This is an important subject that we need to talk about today. So I want to welcome you. Welcome, welcome. Take a friend, invite a friend. Let us come to the round table and talk about this important issue. So I'm just going to give you a few minutes to do that. Well, we are here tonight, very excited about the topic that we're going to talk about. It's not like it's an exciting topic, but what is more important about the topic tonight is the lessons that we are going to take away from this particular broadcast. And that is why I am asking you, my friend, to call your friend, to tag your friend, to just type their name down there and say, come on in, come and listen up, because this subject is very much important. We are trying tonight, we're trying to understand autism. If you are a teacher, you need to be in the room. If you're a pastor, you need to be in the room. If you are a sister, a brother, a cousin, a mother, a father, you need to be in the room. Invite your friends, tell your friends to come and listen up, because most of the times we find ourselves in our families having this kind of a challenge, and we don't really understand what it is. We don't know what it is. I first learned about it when I was working with Coach Dineo in my coaching sessions, and as she was telling me her story, then that's when I actually understood this, and I realized that I've also seen it before in my lifetime, but I did not understand what it was. So tonight I'm with the beautiful, powerful lady by the name of Dineo Makenete. I met her, and it's funny, I've been laughing when I'm thinking about this. I met her at Rain in Your Purpose Academy. Dineo came in to do LCA, which is Life Coaching in Action. And when she finished the program, then she hopped into another program at Rain in Your Purpose Academy. She loved my content and she said, I want the next program. And as we were working together, that's when I found out about her story. And it is a very, very powerful story. So tonight, she's going to be teaching us. She's going to be teaching all of us about autism so that we understand it and we are able to spot it when we see it. And when we spot it, we will be able to, to employ strategies that can assist and support your family member that is going through autism. So once again, please do text somebody, call somebody, tell them to be in the room, because this subject is very, very much important. We are on Facebook and we're also on YouTube. So you can just share even the YouTube, link so that they can be able to join us. Now I'm going to get in the room this awesome lady. Dineo Makenete. She is the special needs parenting coach, special needs parenting coach. And that is why I want you to be in the room, because there is help in the room, and there is also help even after, this session. Let's get our beautiful lady in the room, Dineo Makenete. Beautiful lady, welcome. Welcome, my coach. You're looking so ravishing. You're looking so awesome. You are ready for this. You are ready to take us on. You are ready to teach us. You are ready to enlighten us. You are ready to tell us what autism is about. But before we can even go into that, my coach, I want you to start introducing yourself to those that have joined us at the round table. Just tell them who you are, what you do, who you do it for, and what will they benefit from. What are they benefiting from what you are doing? Coach D.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this warm welcome, Dr. Mabel. And thank you so much. And good evening to all the viewers at home. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Dineo Makenete. I've just recently completed coaching certification program at Rain in Your Purpose with Dr. Mabel. So yes, it's safe to call myself a certified special needs parenting coach. And as a certified special needs parenting coach, I help parents and caregivers of children or individuals with autism make sense of their lives. I help them to find solutions to their
Well, Coach Dineo, I think there's a little bit of a network issue right there, but I'm sure we
help
will go through this and we will finish it.
and of course a very big okay service is to help them to live purposeful lives. And that is what I do, Dr. Mabel. I hope everybody was able to hear you, but I could see that network is not so stable. Mm.
Yes, I think I'm losing. I've been losing you here and there, but I think you can you hear me properly, my coach? Can you hear me? Well, Coach Dineo was just, if you guys can hear us, if you guys can hear us, because I see that we are missing each other with the coach. If you can hear us, please drop a comment for us and tell us that you can hear us properly so that we know that we are on the right track. Please do drop us a message and tell us we are audible enough. I missed Coach Dineo's intro here and there, and I I think it's just the issue of network. You know how this goes. you know. So please talk to us and tell us if you are hearing us properly. Okay, Coach Dineo, are you hearing me now?
I hear you well.
Awesome. I think
Thank
it's not a matter of panicking, because
Okay.
the network network has got its own things. It's also deciding, oh no, I don't want to work today. But yeah, we are at it, and we are going to talk about this subject, and we are going to learn from it. And as you were introducing yourself, you spoke about helping the parents to find solutions, and I think that it is very much important that we refer these parents to you, so that they can be able to learn and to take some insights, especially from your journey, because this topic that we are talking about, it's not like something that you read about. It's something that you've been through. So it's like it first-hand information. It's not theory, it's practice. Like, it's a practical experience for you. So to help our viewers, so that they understand what autism is, can you please give us a brief explanation or definition of what autism is?
Okay. Sure. Autism is so it's normally referred to as autism spectrum disorder. And what this means is that it's the simplest way to explain it is that autism presents in a range of disorders, where one could have a few of these disorders, they would really have so many of them. But in the main, the three disorders, or signs that one would be able to identify autism is that it impacts communication. So there you would find that the people do not have they have no speech or very limited speech. Then there's also the sensory disorder. That's also another way that it presents itself, where and the easiest way to explain it on the sensory disorder um, part is where your sensories are not really um, in alignment. So so certain things that people would hear very mildly, for you it would be so exaggerated. The lighting, for example, where the rest of us would just see normal lighting, then to autistic individuals the lighting would just be too much for them. So it would affect your, if you know your six senses, the visual, hearing, touch, smell, all of that. So there's just always issues with where those senses are concerned. And then the other one is social interaction. A lot of autistic people really battle with in social situations, expressing themselves, and obviously that you can pretty much um, relate that one to the lack of speech as well. But there is always that difficulty with socializing. Um, yeah, those are the main ones. Those are the main. There's also difficulty in learning. So for example, there's certain milestones that children are expected to be proficient on certain things, and with autism there's usually delays. Obviously the most the one that's really always glaring is speech, but then there's things like training might be really just learning certain skills which could be considered for children autistic to grasp. There could be that delay. Same as studying, even. Yeah, general learning that's that is that the Dr. Mabel, yes.
Wow, yeah, I hear you. I hear you, and I can just imagine, staying with someone with this kind of disorders, that how much, how much does it, take for a person to really be able to stay and support this kind of a person that is struggling with autism. These disorders are really, really very serious, and I don't know if at all, when people are seeing these things in their children, if they understand what is happening, if they understand what is going on. If you're joining us now, we are at the Women in Leadership Roundtable and Think Tank, and we are talking to Coach Dineo Makenete, who is a special needs parenting coach, and she is teaching us about autism. She just explained what autism is, and it is really a very, very, a, serious challenge that you can ever have in your family. So, my coach, if a child is struggling like this, does the community understand? Does the church understand? That do people around the community understand? Schools, teachers, are they able to cope with this? Are they aware of this? And do they have, some kind of mechanisms to help the children at school? We are getting a delay in the delivery of message. I think my coach gets it a little bit later. So bear with us. Stay right there, because it's not us, is the technical glitches, is the network. I don't know if you got my question, Coach Dineo. I was asking about, awareness about autism in our schools, in our churches, in our communities. Are people aware of autism? Do they know what exactly this is? Or when they see a child having difficulty with studies and not willing to interact with other children, do they understand what is going on with this child?
Okay, Dr. Mabel. Oh, this network is really bad.
Yeah.
I certainly hope that our viewers can hear. Yes. Okay, so Dr. Mabel, it's very difficult because autistic children are really misunderstood a lot of the times, and the biggest part of about autism is that these children will always present as, and I'm going to, just quote in, quote out, normal. Okay, so there are no features, whether facial or bodily, that there's anything wrong with a child, for example. So it becomes very difficult for people to just understand that, wait, there could be something deeper here. So people just see this child who looks normal, who looks okay, who should be behaving himself, in a way that is acceptable to society, and they're not. And so it does really make life difficult, not only for them, but for the parents too, as you can imagine. And that is why we raise so much awareness around autism. It's um, it's a daily task, got to be done. It's one of those things. As an autism mom, wherever you go, you just constantly, it's a never-ending job. Um,
Mm.
and obviously in I mean, most of us in our immediate communities, because you have been vocal about your child's challenges and all of that, people tend to understand. People tend to doesn't it doesn't mean that them understanding really means that they understand, because these children still get beaten, victimized, abused, just for not acting right, just for not, and it's just a thing. They can't help who they are, so there's always that. But absolutely, helps a lot. And there's a lot that churches can do to be more accommodating to children with
Yeah.
autism. I mean, and I'll just tell you about me. Um,
Mm.
my experience with going to church was that everybody understood that I had autism. However, there was still no support, because I had to be outside of the church for the entire time. So, at some point, you start asking yourself, why am I even going to church? Because,
Mm.
this is the thing. I mentioned the sensory disorders, the sensory challenges there. And you
Yeah.
imagine in most churches, there's lots of noise. There's clapping, there's drums, there's pianos, there's all sorts of instruments on.
Mm.
Becomes way too much for these children to handle. And a lot of the times you can even see them just covering their ears like this, and screaming. And
Mm.
when they start doing that in church, you can imagine, and then of course, to obviously be, you will have to quickly shoo him outside, and then there you are the entire time you're outside. So I really do believe that, in fact, I was reading something where, I, I can't remember, this was actually some time ago, but I think it's overseas. And what they've done is they've created sensory rooms in the church, you know, and
Mm.
sensory rooms are rooms that would that are designed in a way that is a lot more autism friendly, so to speak. So I spoke about the lights being an issue for children with autism, and so
Mm.
in these rooms, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. Yes. As I was, that is just hey, you know, uh,
Well, as you can see, it's some kind of network problems here and there, but we are continuing. I believe that you understand this issue. We are all in in South Africa, and we do experience this. Um, I've heard most of the things that Coach Dineo was saying. Before she got kicked out, and we will just wait for her to come back. But whilst we are waiting, I would love for you to I'd love for you to, drop a comment and tell me if this kind of information is really, really helping you. I'm going to get Coach Dineo back in. And I think one thing that she spoke about that really, really touched me is the fact that, she stopped going to church because of the very issue that we praise and we worship and we dance and we our music is loud, and here is a parent who comes to church and they have a child with autism, and the child cannot deal with the kind of noise, the kind of light that is there. And she mentioned something that she read, something that in overseas, she read something that overseas there is, there are some churches that have built sensory rooms in within the church. Pastors just take a cue from that. There is an advice, because you don't want someone in your church coming to church and spending the rest of the time outside of the church instead of being inside. And most of the time we don't understand. It's like the child is really troublesome. The child cries a lot. The child is not disciplined. We just think we have our own thoughts when we see such things happening, but it really, really is it's very it's very touching to hear that a person stops going to church because of that, because our church does not that does not give room to children with autism. I know that some pastors, even as they are building their churches, they're taking into consideration the people that are on wheelchairs and stuff like that, so that as they come to church, at least they can there's a ramp there where they can slide their wheelchair on. So here's another issue, and this is the reason why I actually asked Coach Dineo that we should talk about this, because I feel like it's something that we really, really need to be aware of. And if you are there and you're a pastor and you want more information from Coach Dineo, you want to support your members, you want to help them so that they can continue to come to church, they don't stop. Because she stopped, there was no support, there was no room. She didn't stop because she stopped loving God. She still loves God, but she stopped because now she has to be in church, but not inside of the church, outside of the church, to take care of the child until church is finished. So I think that is really, that has touched me a lot. That has touched me a lot, because now a child can't deal with the noise that is in the church, can't deal with the light, and the parent really wants to be at church. So yeah, I trust that you have taken note of that, and in your building projects you will actually try to create something, something small, because we don't know how many of these children do we have? How do we know that a lot of people that are not coming to church anymore is because of this very same issue? Because we don't understand. Sometimes we think, oh, these children, they're not well taught. Oh, when they start jumping and not being controllable, we think, oh, these children, they're not well disciplined, only to find that it's a problem that is beyond not being disciplined. So that's why we brought this here. Coach Dineo is here, does the numbers for Coach Dineo, and she does support parents who are struggling with, who are having children with autism. Those are her numbers and her email address if you would love her to help you. She's a coach and she can help you and coach you as to how to take care of your child. Coach Dineo, so tell us, how then do you advise that people take care of, how must parents, how must families support children with autism? What must they do to take care of these children?
Can you please that? I couldn't hear you properly.
Oh, I was asking you to to give advice to us. How do parents take care? How should they take care of their children that are struggling with autism? From your own experience, how you are taking care of your own child.
I still could not hear you properly, Dr. Mabel, but I'm because I'm just hearing bits and pieces. But I think what you were saying is um, how can I advise parents to
To take care,
to take
to
care of their
support.
children. Okay, all right.
Mm.
To support their children. I would say the biggest thing that I have seen with me and my son, is that my son cannot speak. My son is 12 years old. He's never said a word in his life. He'll be 13 soon. And but the one thing that stands out is that he wants to be heard. He wants to be heard. He wants to be seen. And I think,
Mm.
because um, you know, you have this child who cannot speak, really, for the most part, can't really express himself, except by just gestures, not really sign language, by the way. So it's more pulling you if they want food, and just showing you what they want, type of thing. And
Mm.
so when you have a child like that, you sometimes think like, oh, they, you, and I'm about myself. So there's times really when you okay, and unfortunately that's a very, very big mistake, because our children, I you they so you, you know just that disregard, being taken for granted. What I've noticed is, for thing, um they just they just want to to be treated with respect. Okay, I don't know how much you heard, Dr. Mabel.
I didn't hear much. I'm just hoping that our listeners, our viewers, are able to capture everything, because what I've seen is that sometimes you find that we are thinking that people are not hearing us out there, only to find that they're hearing us, and that's why I keep quiet and I give you time to speak, even if I'm missing out a lot of things. So I'll tell you what I've heard. I'll tell you what I've heard. I heard that you say these children, they want to be heard and they want to be seen. They want to be heard and they want to be seen. So when you are having this kind of a child in the home, you actually need to make sure that you understand their language. Like you say, they pull you, and they pull you to what they want you to do for them, what they want. So it means that when we have this kind of children, we just need to make sure that we understand their language, we learn their language, and we are able to hear them, and they're always on our we can always see them. And then the other thing that I heard is that they want to be treated with respect, because chances are, when you have such a child, you may find yourself, disrespecting them, showing them disrespect in a way without you noticing. So you just need to be aware of yourself, because if a person can speak, they speak by doing some actions. You really need to show them that they are worth it. So I think those are the two things that I've heard. I hope that our viewers heard more than me. I only got those two, that they want to be heard, they want to be seen, and
Yeah,
they want to
yeah,
be respected.
yes.
Yeah.
And
So
so, if I can just add, Dr. Mabel, so a lot of the times they, autistic people do not have very good eye contact, or they do not maintain very good eye contact. So a lot of the times, you'll be speaking to him, you'll be speaking to an autistic child, and they won't even be looking at you. So, and also remember, they can't speak. So a lot of the times, I mean, to someone like you and I, it would look like, he can't hear me. He's not paying attention, or he can. I promise you, that is. So yeah, autistic people are just very different, and they are also very intelligent in their own way. It's just one of
mhm.
those things that God has created that we still have a very long way to learn about, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
and we will learn, because we are learning. But and that's why I say that even though they're not they cannot speak, never ever ever make the mistake of thinking that did not hear, they did not do. And I mean, they're very good on just picking up the tone, the energy. If you are this person that um
Mm.
if you are not speaking very well about them, they've already picked it up, and immediately if there's anything about autistic people, you're going to get what you give. It's as simple as that. And this is where I've noticed the aggression mostly comes from, because there's also this aggressive tendency, this aggression element as well. Um and and I would say that comes mostly from being misunderstood. As you can imagine, the frustration that just comes with being able to express themselves and not being listened to, because that's what you miss when you are not paying attention.
Yeah.
So that's usually a very big one, yeah. And once you can um start paying attention like that, you will see that it really becomes very easy to fall in love with them. Because
Mhm.
even as parents of children with autism, it's not easy to love our children sometimes because
Mm.
they are very difficult to manage, you know. And so when you are not paying attention, it really just makes your life difficult. But it's always it's a learning curve for all of us. We eventually get things right. Make you
Wow.
a
Wow.
a
Yeah.
much nicer person overall. You know,
Mm. Mm.
that's their beauty, because if you get used to living like that with your child, um, and with their challenges, and get to common ground with them, I promise you, you become so much better even relating with other people. um I'm not saying we're perfect, not by a long shot, but we always becoming, it just makes of everything that you are doing, because you are always self-correcting yourself, you know.
Mm. Yeah. Coach Dineo, I mean, in general, I think that, from the time that I've known you, you are doing a sterling work with your child, and the experience that you have, the experience that you have supporting your child and doing everything that you can to make sure that your child feels respected, your child is seen, your child is heard. I think you do have things that you could teach others so that they can do the same for their children. And I believe that it is not only for the mothers of the children with autism. This is for everybody. This is for the family, because as a family, you find that we don't know how to deal with this one. We think this one is problematic. We can even find ourselves just, beating them up because we really don't understand what is going on. So I think that this is for everyone. This is for, for everyone in the family, and it is for the pastors as well. It's for the churches. It's for the schools as well. I'm sure at school they are definitely aware of this challenge. I'm sure they are definitely aware of this challenge. So, Coach Dineo, where can people get help? How can they get help? Where can they go? To get help, to get support, to be guided, to be, to be more educated about autism.
Mm, yes. Okay, so the first thing, once you see these signs in your child, or let's say you suspect that your child may be on the spectrum, just how acting I've mentioned. The first thing obviously would be to get a diagnosis, take them in for tests to get a diagnosis. Um, and after that, I mean, if your child then has for autism, then the first place to start, that I always, for me, find to be very helpful is, okay. So first things first. I mean, you will get help from the diagnosing doctor. I mean, they're very good. So they will refer you to resource centers that you can go to or in. However, for me, what has worked for me is being part of a support group, and and only because it has worked so much and done and empowered me so much, it is what I would recommend for mothers of children with autism. When you are in a community of people that are walking this journey that, with autistic children, it's first of all, you feel like, oh, finally people understand me. And secondly, so much that you're going to learn from them, because autism presents in so many different ways. And you know and so, whenever, um like, let's say your child starts acting in a certain way, or starts doing something that you don't understand, you've got this group, your group of mothers that can always help. And because for them there's nothing that's new.
Yeah.
There's people out there are bound to have experienced it at one point or another, and they would even know how to deal with it, so that nothing is scary for them, because autism can be really
Oh, okay.
yeah,
You know,
it's
okay, Coach Dida, continue.
yes. Now, so I say, I find that
Yeah, network is really playing with
and
us. And I can see even people are coming in and out.
as much
I think
children
they also having the same problem.
autism, as mothers of children autism, also named. So that is where people can, that is a lovely support group to join.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I think this information is really, really helping. If you get a lot of calls because your number is on here and emails, you must know that people are really looking for help. And I've heard you say they must get a diagnosis. So it means that if you
Absolutely.
suspect, you must
To
not
help
just conclude that this is autism. You have to go and diagnose it and get the doctor to confirm to you that this is autism, because you might just think it is only to find that it is not. So yeah, I've heard you well there, that it must be confirmed by a medical doctor. And the issue of the support group, I think it's a very, very important important thing to do. Do you know of where the support groups are? Will you be able to tell people where to find them?
Yes. Okay. So my numbers are on the screen. People can, I will put them in the WhatsApp group. That would be the first. That would be the starting point, and then from then on, there's other activities, if they want to join in and be part of a larger
Yeah.
community. But the starting point would be the WhatsApp group. This is where everybody is, and this is where they can communicate their challenges, you know, all those things. And it's lovely because, we not only do we share challenges, but we also share, success stories, you know
Yeah, we appreciate all the likes. We see that people are liking what we are talking about. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, so the WhatsApp group, they should contact you, and you will direct them. You will help them to with the with the joining of the WhatsApp group.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I will, yes, I will add them onto the group.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
No, that is a very, very simple, way to go. So, people, if you are having a child with autism, or you are having some suspicions that your child might be having autism, get them diagnosed. Contact Coach Dineo. Here is the number on the screen. You contact her, and then she will add you in the group so that you are able to get the support that you need. And of course, don't just get that all by yourself alone. If you know another parent and another parent that is having the same challenge, please make reference. Let us support each other. Let us share, let us show that we care by sharing, so that everybody can come to the support group and get some help. I know that many a times there are children that I've seen that fit the description that Coach Dineo gave. But of course, I was not aware. I didn't know. Now I am more aware since I have had, talks with Coach Dineo on the subject. Now I'm more aware, and I actually find myself, gravitating towards reading about autism. And of course, Coach Dineo, just to shock you, I even joined an autism group on Facebook. I tagged you when I found that group. I tagged you and said, Coach Dineo, come and see here. There's a group that is really pushing and making sure that there is awareness about autism. So people, our beloved friends, our beloved family. Coach Dineo is also on Facebook as Dineo Makenete. Please go to her page, like her page, and you can also recommend other people to go and like the page, because Coach Dineo will be educating you further. I'm rubbing it in, my coach. You will be educating them further on your page. On your page. I'm doing a public coaching now.
Absolutely.
You will be educating them further on your page about autism, about where to go. They can really ask you questions there, and when you have time, you can answer them, on your Facebook page. So it's the Facebook page is Dineo Makenete. Just go to Dineo Makenete and start reading what she is going to be teaching you about autism. Coach Dineo, how do you help people yourself? You've spoken about the groups and everything, but um, as a special needs parenting coach, how do you help people?
Okay, so Dr. Mabel, what I always say is, just because we have children with autism, life doesn't give us a break and say, oh, shame,
Mm,
let me just be kind to her. She's going through a lot. She's going,
yeah,
life will still
go
end,
with me.
what life
Mm,
challenges will still come, the financial issues, the relationship issues, everything will still happen. It's just that
mm,
as a parent of a child that has special needs, the dynamics are that different, because now you're going through this, but then also having to still navigate this
yeah.
other challenge that you have, which, by the way, um, for most of us, you literally doing it alone. I mean, even some of us, even if you are married, but you would find that it's mostly, it weighs very much on you, with no outside help per se, because it's very difficult uh, for
Mhm.
us to just get a break and say and decide, like children of like parents of neurotypicals that, oh no, we're just going to pack these kids into granny, send them off to go and visit their cousins. That's a
Mm.
luxury not afforded to many of us, obviously due to the complexities of autism. And so, um, what I help with really is that with as life will happen like that for autistic people, sorry, for parents of autistic people, you being a mother myself, being someone that has walked this journey, I understand these dynamics. I understand how overwhelming things are, and I then partner in with the parents if they let me. And I hope they let me, because this is something that I would really enjoy. But I partner up with them to help them to just make sense of the chaos, because at that time it really does look like it's just chaos. It's
Mm.
never ending, and why did God do this to me? So I help
Yeah.
them to see the goodness out of that situation, because I promise you there is so much that is good. We don't see it because a lot of the
Mm.
times you just
Mm.
everything is just blurred by the tears. You can't even see something that's sparkling in front of you, because you all you see is just this, all the challenges, and that is what I help with. I would partner with the parents to help them make sense of their life experiences, to find solutions to their own unique challenges, and most importantly, uncover their gifts, because like I said, there's so many gifts
Mm.
that children bring to us, and
Mm.
yeah, and these are the gifts that will eventually help in leading purposeful lives. And that is what I do, Dr. Mabel.
Yeah, and I'm smiling when you're talking about uncovering their gifts, because you shared something amazing with me. We won't say what it is, we won't say what it is, but already when they uncover their gifts, they begin to be innovative. They invent, they come up with brilliant ideas as they uncover their gifts. So this is really amazing that
Absolutely.
from a painful situation, from a painful situation, a painful experience, you can actually find joy. And I know this does not really make sense. It doesn't make sense that you can actually find joy in a painful situation. And that's why I always say, at Rain in Your Purpose, we actually, the process that we go through, and you are a witness to that the process that we go through helps you to actually convert your pain to power and profits. you know and as you help you help your the people to to make sense of the chaos, and to make sense of the chaos, to understand what is going on, and to be able to support their children in that process. They uncover their gifts, and when they uncover their gifts, they come with innovative ideas. Isn't that amazing? They come with innovative ideas, and that's what we call converting pain to power and profits. The innovative ideas will actually pay them handsomely. But where does it come from? It comes from the point of pain. It comes from the point of pain. So, Coach Dineo, I encourage every mother, every father, every family that is having this kind of a situation at home to contact you, and to join the support groups. To, if they are, if some people are having some kind of a suspicion that they're having a child with autism, like you said, they must just go and diagnose it, and right away after it has been confirmed, they must come and join the support group, so that they can understand how to deal with children with autism. And we thank God for you. We thank God for you, my coach. We thank God. It's been how many years? 12, 13 years that you've been dealing with, you've been parenting a child who is going through this, and you've been doing very, very well. You've learned a lot. At 13 years, I mean, even to study for PhD, it will take you 7 years. So you went beyond. You have your own from home, from taking care of your child, and I think that you've got one or two things that you can teach us. Thank you so very much for this wonderful conversation. I do feel like there is a lot that you can still share with us. I do feel like there's a lot that you can still share with us. I just want to say to the viewers, if you have any questions, please do go to Dineo Makenete's Facebook page and ask her questions, or drop her an inbox asking her questions so that she can help you. But most importantly, go and join the support group, because that's where you're gonna get most of the answers. And make sure that you get the Dineo Makenete special needs parenting coach to help you out, to coach you in this journey, to support you in this journey, to guide you in this journey, so that you don't end up with depression, anxiety, and stress. She's been through it. She's been doing it. She knows, how to navigate through it. So please do get some help. Dineo Makenete is ready to work with you. She's ready to help you, and she's trained. She knows, over and above her experience, she's got the skills of a coach. She understands what coaching is, what coaching is not. She knows how to use the tools and the techniques, the models of coaching. She is very much structured. She will help you out, and she will really give you that support that you need. Coach Dineo, I want to thank you so, so very much. I was going to ask you, how can people find you? But as you can see, we are smart. We've already put in the contact details, and they've been rolling down on the screen, so people know how to find you. But I just want you to give us your final word before we go. Me and you will be load shed in a few minutes. So yeah, let's just wrap it up and call it a night. Coach D?
Okay. Firstly, thank you. It really was enlightened. Are there? I'm also available on any further, if you, any information you need to join the coaching session with myself, or anything that's related to autism, really happy to answer them.
Great stuff. As Coach Dineo just got kicked out after she just said her last words. I think that's okay. That time it happened right on time. Guys, I want to thank you so very much for joining us tonight. I want to really, really thank you for joining us tonight. And please do share this broadcast. Maybe somebody needs this broadcast. Please make it go all over. Just make sure that people are getting this broadcast, so that they can get some help, they can get some support. It is very, very much important that we spread the word. And by the way, we forgot to mention that this is Autism Awareness Month. We forgot to mention that this is Autism Awareness Month, and that is the reason why also we have decided to do this broadcast. We decided to do it because we also wanted to bring forth this awareness. Now that you know, please share with someone. Let's help our people out there to let's support them. Let's help them so that they can actually find help in time of need. We want to say thank you very much for joining us. We are going to call it a night. And before we go, I just want to say this words by Seth Godin. Seth Godin says, leadership is the art of giving people a platform for spreading ideas that work. Leadership is the art of giving people a platform for spreading the ideas that work. So, people of God, all my leaders out there, let us spread ideas that work and make the world go round. With that being said, I want to say thank you so very much for joining us tonight. I trust that you have learned a lot from this session. I believe that Coach Dineo was able to share some light, and you have taken, some nuggets with you. You've taken some lessons with you. Have a very, very blessed night. We love you, and God bless you. Coach Dineo, God bless. Thank you so very much, my sister. See you in class.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mabel. God bless you too. Okay.